Welcome in our today's video. We are going to discuss tips to know as a beginner when you are starting beef farming. Tips to know as a beginner when you are starting beef farming. Here we are going to discuss a few things that we should know while starting beef farming. First thing that we need to know as a beginner or as a learner when it comes to beef farming, we need to understand the cattle needs. You need to understand the bull's need, or you need to understand the livestock needs. You need to understand the cattle needs. When I talk about understanding the livestock needs, you need to have some knowledge about beef farming. You need to have some knowledge about animals' health. You need to have some knowledge about how to manage, how to handle animals. So when I talk about the knowledge about cattle needs, here you have few things. You need to have some. You need to know about the health, the feeding. What about feeding? Which feeds you need to give your animal at which time, at which age? Calves they need milk. Calves they need calf pellets. There is a dairy meal for females. There is a beef meal. There is fodder you have from maize, from Napier. The feeding also you need to know some. You need to have some knowledge about feeding also of these animals. So you have to have you have to understand the needs of livestock or the needs of animals. Healthcare. You need to have some knowledge about healthcare, about about management, about okay. You need to know the animal from 0 day to from day one to the animal will reach its age. So you need to know, have some little understanding about how these animals are being handled, how these animals behave when they are healthy, when they are sick, when they are stressed. How to have some little knowledge about these animals. Secondly, you have to provide shelter and water to these animals because animals are like human beings. They need water to survive. Yeah, they need water to survive. So you should give your animals water, clean water that is. When you give them that water, you are risking these animals to a lot of diseases. So water should be clean always. Shelter, give your animal shelter. Mostly areas where there is too much sun. Please provide the animal with good shelter. That will try to reduce the heat stress to the animal. Too much cold, give them a good shelter also to control pneumonia to these animals. So shelter and water, you should know these animals require that kind of environment for good results. Health management and veterinary care. That's the third thing. Health management and veterinary care. Remember, these things you need to know before starting beef farming. So health management of this animal and veterinary care. You should need to have some little knowledge on how to identify a sick animal, a stressed animal, and an animal with the worms, an animal. So you need to have some little knowledge about the health. Veterinary care, always have a veterinary person or a veterinary personnel whom you can consult, whom you can call any time at any given day to come to your farm and give treatment and give care to these animals. Because a single hour, a single day can lead to a loss of your animal. So make sure the healthy and veterinary care of these animals, you consider them the same way you consider your health. It's the same way you should consider these animals. Fourth thing is understand the behavior of animals. Understand the behavior of animals. You know, we mostly know in dairy farming, the sign that most people know is the sign of heat when the female needs to be inseminated. I think that is the only behavior that most people know. Even Achilles 7 can tell you this cow needs a male. But you have to understand and to know the behavior of animals. When the animal is stressed, you have to know. When the animal is sick, you have to know. When the animal is depressed, you know animals also have stress. So if this animal has stress, how is it behaving? And what is the cause of this stress? How can I control that stress? The animal is sick. What is it causing this animal to be sick? Is it poor management? Is it there's an outbreak of a disease? Is it my own recklessness? Maybe you don't clean. There's too much mud. I don't spray my animal. There's too much tick infestation in my animals. So you have to understand the behavior of animals, yeah, before starting this sector of animal rearing. Generally, all animal rearing, you need to have some little knowledge about the behaviors and how to manage them. Yeah. Another thing is, sorry for that, proper handling and safety. Proper handling and safety. You know, when you talk about proper handling and safety, you need to have a crash in your farm. You need to have a crash in your farm. You know, a crash, most people, they don't understand or they don't know the value of a crash. But a crash helps a lot in farms. You know, like these bulls. For you to hold this bull to give it an injection, it can cost, it can even lead to a person losing his or her life. So a crash reduces those risks because the animal, you take the animal in the crash, restrain it very well, give it the shots you want to give it. If it is the drugs you want to give orally, it's very easy. If you want to dehorn them, very easy. If you want to wash the feet, maybe there is a foot throat development or there's some injuries in the leg. You want to clean the animal, you want to wash the animal, you want to spray the animal. Vaccination, these animals, spray the crash, easy. The crash makes it more easy. Unlike just handling the animal directly, as you are seeing, they don't have the ropes. So a crash should be there. That is also, I'm sorry. The safety now comes in there. Crash controls the safety. The workers that you have them or you are going to employ, their safety, yeah, the clothing. Because remember, they are carrying the feeds, maybe they're cleaning the floors. There's too much mud. What so the gumboots, they'll need a gumboot, they'll need an overall. Sometimes masks when it comes to now chopping the fodders, yeah. So the health of also the workers, you should also consider it. If you don't do that, the labor office will run on you. But you just need to have some little knowledge about that, yeah, before bringing in your stock. You have to know, what am I going? Which people should I employ? How should I manage these people? How should I deal with ABCD? So you should know how to deal with that. Last thing that the knowledge you need to have before starting bee farming. The last thing is record keeping. Record keeping is the last thing, or this another thing that you need to know. The record keeping is another thing that you need to know. You know, in my most videos, I have been always talking about record keeping, record keeping, record keeping. Record keeping, don't say that I didn't do business course. I didn't learn business while I was at high school, so I don't know how to feel to keep record. That is the people of accounting who should know that. But still, even in the agriculture sector, there is a record keeping. I think knowledge. They teach something about the record keeping, about the record, even the record, what record, breeding record, feeding record, health record. So know or have a little knowledge about record keeping. This will guide you. This will help you to manage your animal, to know which animal is sick. Assuming like this one here is tag 552. 552 came in on which date? After 1 week, how many weights did it gain? There is a drop. What is wrong with this animal? Now, here you will check the health of the animal individually. So once you know my animal tag 552, 561, 563, 594, 593, when you know these animals, okay, you will know the health of each individual animal. You can track the record of individual animal. When it gets sick, you know, tag 550 was sick on this and this date. It was given this and these shots. for how many days, it cost me 10,000 to treat it. So at the end, as you calculate the cost of that bull, the cost of that animal, the cost of that sheep, that goat, that pig, you'll know pig number 10, cow number 10, bull number 10. The production cost of this animal, I bought it this amount, feeding this amount, treatment this amount. So at the end, you'll come to know that this animal gave me a profit of this amount of dollars, this amount of thousand. So record keeping is another thing that you need to put much effort in it, and will help us do much better